How do we go about identifying where the talent gaps are, particularly as we look to the future of our organisations?
I think there are a number of different ways in which you can look at this. Something we've been looking at is around talent management philosophy. So we look at where we have bench strength in certain capabilities or functions within the organisation. And then we almost assess the organisation in terms of the strength of capability that we have there. We have job specifications that are very clear with regards to what level of skill is depicted at certain levels of seniority. And we can therefore quite easily identify where we do have gaps in that structure, because you need a broad range of talent in that space. But then you need to also augment it with identifying what you need more in the future. And the future piece, we have struggled at Intel maybe internally, just looking internally. So over the last couple of years, we've tried to reach out to industry bodies to participate in activities like this, to seek some input about what is changing out there in the marketplace. Some of our market is changing with it as well, and that's influencing us. One of the roles you talked about earlier was around digital marketing. About a third of my organisation are involved in digital marketing. But the role that they're doing today and maybe yesterday was web development, publishing code onto websites, etc. Now the demand is there when we look across all the different countries and all the different cultures that we work with. How do we take advantage of digital media to reach the audience that we're looking at? And it could be social media. And then you find out that in places like China, you don't have access really to Google, you don't have Twitter, you don't have Facebook. They use capabilities like WeChat. So how do we have the awareness that that's out there, and how do we bring in talent that can utilize those platforms and those environments to be able to go and reach the customer in a new way compared to what we were trying to do in the old way, which was just these flat websites with content and hoping that people would at some point land on our site and engage with us.
Yes.
I think there's two ways to look at this as well. One is very role specific. I mean, there's frameworks like Sophia that look at different grades of people within different roles. So that's fine. I think many organisations kind of get a very role-based view of the world, but if we're starting to look at capability based, there's been more advancements in things like programming language, platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, social media over the last few years. Just look back over a decade, you know, iPhones didn't really exist. iPads certainly didn't. These things are accelerating now at a faster pace than ever before. We are exploding in here. And actually what we need to be doing is looking at the capability of meta skills. So learning about learning. We need to encourage these organizations to continue their learning cycle. You know, so there's many people that we come across within organizations who are kind of still very much in the mainframe, large application development space. They don't really understand what app development could look like, might look like, you know, what some of these small startup companies in the entrepreneurial space that are disrupting businesses are doing. And it's how do we bridge that gap and start looking at how people learn about new technologies quickly throughout the organization.